Here we are today in Bamberg, a historic medieval city in the heart of Germany. Let's go explore some of its beauties. Okay, so here we are at the medieval Rathaus, the city hall of the ancient and venerable city of Bamberg. What is fascinating about this particular structure is how it looks as though some giant just plopped down a completed building on top of that stone plinth of a triangular shape that doesn't really quite support the whole foundation. In the modern era, they've installed metal struts underneath in the hopes, I suppose, of allowing it to precariously sit on that plinth for another several hundred years. One of the fascinating features about medieval German half-timber structures is how delightfully wonky the supporting cross struts are. You can see how awkwardly what is actually the floor of each level sort of sways and curves as it crosses the building. And yes, this does create a floor on the inside with quite a bit of topography. It's something a lot of modern people, especially modern Germans, don't really care for because it means that none of your furniture ever sits straight. But it looks good if you don't have to live in it. One of the things I love about Germany is how concise and succinct and contained its cities are, even major cities like Bamberg. And I know some of you are going to laugh at me calling Bamberg a major city, but it is. Be nice. So here we have the city, and here, just like that, we're in the beautiful German countryside on this gorgeously misty day. And if you'd been living in a dry arid desert as long as I have, you would think the same way. So, the castle is up there in that misty distance. You can see the tower. Let's keep going. On the way to the castle, I spotted a house that I would like to share with you. So behind me is what I call a country villa. This was a country mansion, a country retreat built by some wealthy businessman, probably at the turn of the 19th to 20th century. And when he built this, this would have been his country retreat. None of the things that you see around it would have been here. This would have just been lush, verdant countryside on the way to the romantic Altenburg. But of course, with time, the city has grown, and I'm confident that the original builder of this home would be highly irritated to see how his garden paradise has now been encroached upon by the plebes. Onward. When you're climbing to any castle in Germany, make sure you stop and take in the view behind you and below you, because otherwise you might miss panoramas such as this. Ignore the crappy industrialization that's in the background there. Okay, onward. There she is. Isn't that an impressive view? Imposing. Well, the Countess is going to go pay a visit at the castle. Let's hope the Lord or Lady is at home. Okay, so we were steadily climbing and all happy. And I'm thinking, yeah, we're making good progress. But then the road curves sharply down. So this is rather cruel. So we have to go down again before we could go up again. Yay! What seems so distant wasn't actually that far. We're here. Talk about an impressive view upon exiting. So now we're going to cross that drawbridge, which no longer draws, and pay a visit. Let's go. So just a little bit ago, I mentioned the drawbridge that's no longer there. Well, the drawbridge isn't, but the So that's pretty neat. German castles are often a panoply of various periods of construction, not all of which are harmonized with each other, which creates some interesting spaces. So here we have some of the wall, the outer bailey of the castle. And basically, the inner part is now sort of a nice little garden, as you can see, above which one can walk on those parapets that are nicely covered just in case of inclement weather. This being Germany, there'll never be inclement weather, of course. It's sunshine 365 days a year. Don't look at the sky, please. And thus concludes our tour of Altenburg. Time to go back to the city. Sure, let's go this way. Well, if you enjoyed that content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you'd like to benefit from extra value, then do consider becoming one of my patrons on Patreon, where you will receive access to a host of extra benefits, more video content, longer video content, also digital downloads with instructions, recipes, and depending on your level of patronage, private lessons from moi, the Contessa. Okay, enjoy.